Practices were good because, we're getting closer. We've done a lot of work from June until now. So after the last game, more upbeat in practice because guys went out and just gave the effort. For me, it's just about the effort. We're prepared to play the game. It's just about the effort.
What's your plan with Ian?
Ian is injured. So right now he's been nursing a little injury and has been in and out of practice. So we'll see. Kendrick is doing much better. He hadn't practiced yet. Probably he'll try to practice tomorrow or Sunday, but hasn't practiced yet, but looks good over on the sideline.
This is a new, you've started every season, I think, at home. Previously, I don't think you've had like a big game like this to start the year. What's the feel? Is it different? Are you excited? What went into the process of deciding to start the season the way you are this year?
Yeah, it's very different, and it's much tougher, because you don't get a chance to play in front of your crowd, get comfortable, get a real game under your belt where you're battling and it counts. So I think the idea behind it was to play tough opponents early, and that Vandy and that St. Louis are two tough teams to start with, and I wanted to just test myself and our team, see where we are early.
You said you were looking forward to coaching an older team this year. How has it gone so far? Has it been kind of what you hoped it would be in terms of the dynamic you were looking for?
Yeah, it's been what I thought it would be, coaching older guys. They've been there before. They understand the workload. It's just a new system that they're trying to learn. But other than that, they've been kind of taking care of themselves off the court, in the locker room, policing the team, just doing all the things that veterans do.
Hey, Penn, I know a lot of emphasis placed on the three ball, but if your focus this year will be on the fast break points and points off turnovers versus the three ball.
Yeah, for me, it's always been there for us. We want to get after people and get steals and get out in transition. And we just had some really good shooters and guys made threes, but we're trying to get layups first and win the free throw game. The threes will come because of the way we play, but our focus needs to be on living in the paint.
You say you hope Kendrick practices this weekend. Is his status for Monday in question at all?
I don't think his status is in question at all for Monday. I think we wouldn't be able to hold him out of that game.
With all your guys as leaders, but who has stood up to the challenge so far this year after 2 exhibition games?
Well, outside of the norm, I think it's pretty much the usual guys, but I see Chandler trying to be more vocal. I see him trying to lead more and talk to guys more because he understands the system.
Penn, I know you got an older team, but they haven't played a game on the road, and they playing the first game on the road. So how do you get them ready for that adversity?
Well, I think we've been doing that since June. And I know it's hard. In June and July, guys can't really understand what you're really working on. But now that it's getting closer, they see everything that we've talked about up until this point is what's going to take us, and that's the great thing about having a veteran team. They know what it's like to play in tough environments on the road.
Penny, you said that the 2 exhibitions obviously were auditions, as you put it. What have those auditions, what have the results yielded, and do you have an idea of who that starting 5 and your entire rotation might look like?
I think the results have yielded which groups we think play well together, which guys are good in certain situations. We really didn't run any plays, and we didn't really do our normal, defense that we do. But just to see where the guys were on energy and our principles on what we do defensively is what I really want to see. And no, I'm just waiting until Sunday night probably to figure out what we're going to do for Monday.
Down low, do you see, obviously DeAndre is going to be, one of your main bigs, but do you kind of look at Malcolm, KO, and Chandler kind of as like almost interchangeable? Like there may be a guy who starts, but you'll use them all kind of equally and depending on situations?
Yeah, for sure, and they're all different. Chandler's kind of stretching it out to the perimeter. Malcolm is going to be that inside presence, and KO is the runner, the rim runner, the screen, catch lobs, and things of that nature. So it'll be a time and place for all three of them to be out there doing their thing.
How's Coach Brown doing?
Coach Brown's actually doing better. He had a scare, obviously, so we're waiting to see, when he's going to be returning.
Are you preparing as if Kamarie will not be available on Monday?
As sad as it is, I don't want to say that it can't happen before the game, but it's just a sad situation. So we're preparing without him for sure because he's still in practice, but I'm sure he hasn't really locked his brain in. We're trying to tell him, hey man, anything can happen, so stay locked in. But right now it's not looking good.
Last year, you guys started a little slower. I know you have pretty much a local team. I guess they are experienced. How hard is it for a group of ball players to come together and mesh, early? And obviously, you have tough tests early on in the year.
Yeah, it's very hard. But again, it's better than having all freshmen trying to come together. You've had guys that have averaged 20 points before on this team, 15 points before. So we just hope on that night, because we've had so many injuries, we haven't had a full team in practice in a long time. So it's going to be interesting to see us, in the first half at Vandy.
It is just 2 games, but obviously, like you said, 2 tough road games to start the year. What do you hope you learn about your group?
That we're going to fight. That's it. For me, we're prepared as long as we go out there and compete at the highest level. We have to be the most physical team. We have to punch first and not stop punching. We can work with that.
Have you prepared yourself for coaching from the baseline at Vanderbilt?
That's weird. I think I'm going to walk out the half court where Jerry is. I think he kind of goes around. I think he can walk all the way up kind of almost to half court. I might be up there mostly.
You guys had experience making the tournament last year, and you learned a lot from the bumps and bruises of the early season. What lessons can you teach the guys, even though a lot of them new, to make sure they don't make the same mistakes early so they don't have to be sweat at the end of the year?
I think it's just staying together. I think that what I've learned about my teams is that because our non-conference schedule is really tough and playing a lot of ranked teams and nice teams, that's when they want to do individual numbers. That's when everybody kind of tries to become individual because they're thinking, I need to get 20 points against this team or whatever. Got to stay together, man. It's got to be team goals versus individual goals, and everything will even itself out. I think this year's team understands that.
Penny, obviously last game with Kendrick out, Alo and Kendrick didn't get a chance to kind of continue to mesh. How have you seen that process come along in practice behind the scenes?
Man, they haven't even had an opportunity to practice together at all. And it's the same thing with the games. They probably been on the same team 2 times, and then they had the 1 game against CBU. So that's it.
Penny, I know you said something on Instagram about Lorenz and his jersey. Can you expound on that a little bit more and what he meant to the city and the meaning of his jersey going up? And I know you guys competed on the pro level and different games, so can you expound on that?
No, it makes me feel good that I'm the coach. Laird, the athletic director and the president are the guys that, that had to agree to do it. And that's wonderful that they wanted to do that as well. But I'm thankful to be the coach because I knew him personally, more than a basketball, a great father, a guy that was doing philanthropic work in our community, always giving his time and his money to our community, and for his jersey to be going up, his family, for something for his family to be proud of. I'm the guy that, I want to give guys their flowers while they're here. This is long overdue. Should have happened years ago when he first went to the league, but I'm glad we're doing it though.
Related to that, I can't talk specifically about specific recruits, but you have this team this year that's a lot of transfers, guys who might be in their last season of college basketball, and then it appears you're going after another, trying to get a high-profile recruiting class for the next class. How do you view sort of what you're doing strategically from a roster management standpoint? Like, what's the method to it?
I think the method to the madness is just who I like and who I feel like will be great in the system, and that's just how I think. This is a veteran team. In the past, I've had younger teams. Last year was a mesh. The year before was very young. So it's more about what I think that will mesh together.
I imagine just the wide open nature of like every offseason now is like Wild Wild West with transfers and everything. Do you think of it as like I'm going to have to build a new team no matter what each year in a lot of ways?
Yeah, I mean, you are. In today's world, you're going to have to build a new team every year. It's just how it happens. It doesn't matter if a guy is happy or satisfied. It could be an NIL deal to go somewhere else. So you're not going to be able to stop that. And we just understand that, and that's where we are right now.
With that older, more experienced team that's been there and done that for a lot of them, plus the cloud being lifted from over the program, is this the most excited you've been for the season since maybe your first year here?
Well, I've been excited every year, but this year is special because I'm going into my 5th year. I feel like I understand more about the whole dynamics of everything. And then to have a veteran team, I'm interested because I haven't had a veteran team since my first year when I inherited Coach Smith's team with Jeremiah Martin and those guys. Now I get another veteran team, and we'll see how that works.
Hey, kind of a weird question. This has been talked about on every podcast, radio show, whatever. Was it intentional this year to kind of maybe fight down the hype, no Memphis Madness, no open pro day, kind of focus on basketball with an older squad? Or
I think you could say that. I think that we're hoping to get the Memphis Madness going again next year. I know a lot of the guys wanted it, but we're going about our business, quietly and trying to carry a big stick. We know what we have to do. We know you have to win, and this team is just trying to come in this year and just prove ourselves instead of just talking too much about it.
Hey, Peter, what combination, I know you got tried a lot of combinations in the first couple games. What combination that really just gets you excited?
Me, Keith Lee, Larry Finch. No, I don't know if anything gets me excited. I just like the fast lineups. The guys that'll get out there and get up and down the court because we want to be a fast team. Not knocking anything else, but wanting to be fast.